What up? And we're here to review episode 5 of season 1 of Dexter Original Sin. This episode is titled F is for F'd Up, and it continues after the events of the last episode where Dexter's hiding behind a tree while Mad Dog just got hit by a car, and the guy who hit him is crying hysterically as another car pulls up, and Dexter realizes he's only got a few minutes to clean up the scene of the crime because they're going to call the cops. It's going to take about 17 minutes for the cops to arrive, or 15 minutes, I think. And Dexter has basically, Dexter calculated that in 1991, so that now we know exactly what time this series takes place in. In 1991, it took 15 minutes for the police to respond, or 17 minutes, I think. But Dexter runs back to the Mad Dog's house. He's everything he's got to clean up. He cleans everything, even wipes out blood. Uses black light, sees where blood was left. He cleans the whole thing spick and span, but the cops show up a little bit early. Dexter's upset. He hides, but he gets away. Thank goodness. He goes back home, and Harry is pissed off. And Harry is pissed because he hears that Mad Dog was just hit by a car. And he said, well, you didn't follow the code. Obviously, you almost got caught. Basically grounds Dexter. Dexter's grounded for the day. Well, actually, we don't know how long, but Harry said it ends up being a day. Harry says, you're grounded. I have to go find out, like, if you fucked up or not. Like, you're not ready, basically, because you screwed up, you're not ready to do this. So Dexter has to stay home, and he has nothing to do, and he's just, like, bored. And he ends up eating some brownies that Deb left, but he didn't know that Deb left them because she wanted them specifically for her volleyball team or whatever. And that's why she bought the weed the last episode. Although I don't remember her saying that specifically was why she was buying it, like to, you know, get into her friends' good graces again, just to buy her friends off. It's pretty sad. Or buy her position on the team as the captain, just to buy them off by getting coke and weed and all this stuff. It's pretty terrible. So she made pop brownies, and Dexter didn't know, and he got high. And Deborah comes home, and she's like, what's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you at work? And she's just noticing that he's all weird. And she doesn't get pissed. She ends up eating the brownie. Dexter gets nervous when he finds out because he's scared he's going to say something to her, like, I'm a serial killer, or I like murdering people, or, you know, whatever. But Deborah's like, well, we're going to start bonding. And they actually bond, and they have a good time together, and they talk about their mom. And it was nice to see these two actually bond. Although some of the dialogue was silly, but it was nice. And Deborah is not a pain in the ass in this episode like she was for some reason last episode. I was just so annoyed with her storyline. I was just like, ugh. But anyway, Harry goes to find the body, the coroner, and see what happened with. He's like, oh, I was just in the neighborhood. I think it was the coroner or somewhere. He says, I was just in the neighborhood. I heard you found the body of that mafia hitman, basically, and. What do you got? And he goes, nothing, just got hit by a car. So he's kind of like, okay, Dexter's in the clear for now. Let's see if he's really in the clear. Harry goes back home, and Harry, Deborah, and Dexter decide to all meet up at 5 o'clock for their mother's anniversary of her death. It's been 1 year since their mom died. Dexter talks about how, like, Deborah asks him, like, what'd you like, what do you miss most about mom? And basically, like, she tried to make him a human. Like, she didn't know all the things that were bad about him. She thought there was something wrong, as we find out later on that when this episode ends. But she's like, she would always take his hair and push it behind his ear. And she just looked at him differently than Harry. Harry always looked at him and knew there was something wrong there and felt guilty. And his mom just wanted to take care of him, and he misses that, like somebody that loved him, like truly loved him, and he kind of missed that about her. And he has it in Deborah in a sense, but not right now. Obviously, when Deborah gets older, it's the only person he has in his life. But Dexter, I don't know, it kind of doesn't really fit with the original series when you think about it. Him talking about his mom, he never really talked about his mother at all in the original series. So. But this little moment, it kind of works out, but I don't know, kind of awkward about it. Deborah then walks away, and Harry tells Dexter that he's going to work tomorrow. Oh, this was in the morning after, he got high. Dexter forgot everything that happened. Everything that happened with his sister. But they both know that they enjoyed their company or whatever. Yeah, also, Deborah asked Dexter to double date with Sophia and her new boyfriend because she's seeing somebody new, basically. But anyway, next morning, Harry tells Dexter, you're going to work. and tells him basically LaGuerta is interviewing the guy that hit Mad Dog. I want you to go in there and take fingerprints. And he's like, what? He's like, well, you said nobody saw you, right? So you have nothing to worry about. So let's make sure. Go in there. So Dexter goes in there and takes the fingerprints of this guy, and Dexter is just like nervous at first, but as he's taking it, he's seeing the guy's emotion, and he's just like, ugh, a normal emotion to killing somebody. And me, I'm upset like I basically like I didn't get to do it. So Dexter's in the clear. No, nobody knows anything about that. Okay. Dexter then goes and sees Sarah Michelle Gellar. I forget her name. I'm not even interested. Whatever. She is watching the races, and they said they're gonna put the horse down. And Dexter realizes, oh, I better go see them. Harry screws up. He's on the witness stand. He's being cross-examined, I guess, or cross-questioned by, remember that woman, that guy in the beginning of the series that kidnapped a kid or whatever, or was accused of kidnapping a kid and killing a kid? It was totally different from the other kid that was kidnapped. This guy's, I believe, it has nothing to do with that guy. Pretty sure. It was the first episode, so it definitely wasn't. Anyway, this guy, he's on, is his trial date, which means a lot of time has passed. And basically, the woman that Harry was interviewing was high and drugged out, and she was giving that guy an alibi, saying that he couldn't have kidnapped this kid or murdered this kid. Was it a kid that he murdered? Who the hell did that guy murder? I thought it was a kid. I'm pretty sure it was a kid. I'm trying to remember, but it was the first episode. It was more focused on Dexter, so that storyline was like, but she's there, and she says that he didn't even take my my witness statement. He threw me out of the, and Harry's like, she's a fucking junkie, and the judge is like, you're supposed to take whatever. So Harry's screwed. Harry's jacked up. He's almost gonna lose his job, but Spencer comes to him later and says, I got you to keep your job, but now you have to work with LaGuerta, all the garbage cases. And you're kicked off the case of the judge's son, and you got to work with LaGuerta from now on, which should be interesting to see that storyline, like how their relationship was leading into the original series. We also get another flashback of Harry and Dexter's mom. They're more involved now, and then Harry goes home and discovers that his wife is pregnant with Deborah, and they weren't even trying, and he's happy, but now he's kind of like, because he might have left his wife for the CI. It seems like he probably would have left her, which would have been interesting to see if Dexter's brother would have turned out normal, if the mother, nothing ever happened to her, and Dexter's and Harry was in their life, right? Wouldn't that be interesting to know? I wonder if he thinks about that at all. That's gonna come up. Harry is pissed off that this guy got off. He's going to go kill him, and he goes drunk, and he sees the guy. He's about to kill him, and all of a sudden Dexter, I forgot all about so when Dexter went to the horse place to see the guy die, he ended up seeing that they use a drug to knock the guy out, and that's why Harry got pissed, because Dexter told Harry that Mad Dog woke up early, and he said, well, that's your fault, blah, blah, you didn't prepare for it. So then Dexter went to go get that drug that knocks out the horses. So, and he also took the little measurement thing that tells you how much to give to a person. So Dexter knocks out fucking Harry, which is ridiculous. I was really upset at this point, to be honest, that Harry's on the table. I thought this is really screwed up. I didn't like seeing Harry on the table. I thought that was really weird. I didn't know how Harry was gonna respond. I mean, Harry is still screaming at him like, get me off, but it just seemed so dark for young Dexter to do this. I mean, he was trying to prove a point to his dad. He's like, you see, this is what I do. See, they can't get up. You see, the only reason why, he tells him what he did and everything, and he's prepared. And he tells him, like, you almost messed up today. You were gonna go and you were gonna screw up everything. You were gonna try to use this drug on this guy and blah, blah, blah. And then, so basically, Dexter's dad's like, okay, you gotta go kill this guy. And that's pretty much it. Deborah, nobody showed up, because Dexter was stuck with the horse. He got trapped, kind of. So he was in the stable with the horse. Harry was drinking his misery away, pretty much at that time, or getting reamed at by Spencer for bunking the case, or the trial. And Deborah calls her boyfriend to take her to see her mom. Deborah's boyfriend goes, brings flowers for Deborah to bring to the mother. Deborah brings it. She tells a story about when she was younger and the dress she got, and it's kind of like, And then Deborah goes, and I was going to see what this relationship goes, but we know it's not going to go anywhere good because Deborah has bad taste in men. This is going to be one of the first ones, so let's see how this one works out. This one has to lead to Dexter's brother somehow, right? This one has to. I don't know how many episodes this 5 more to go, hopefully, I hope. We got to see where this is going to go. Harry goes there later, before he went drinking and before he went to go kill the guy. That's when he remembered things about. And then Dexter goes at the next day because Dexter was stuck and then showed Harry this, whatever. And Dexter has a conversation with his mom, and that's where he says, like, basically, like, I missed, like, you humanized me. Like, you were making me normal. You didn't look at me like everybody else, or how he thinks everybody else does. So, yeah, that was that. I believe that's the entire episode. I don't remember if anything else happens. I do believe that the one thing I did miss was that after Deborah's boyfriend took her to the cemetery, he banged her, I think. She lost her V card, I think. Yeah, so that's it. That was the episode. All in all, it was an okay episode. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was decent. It was okay. It was an okay episode. Could have been better. I mean, the main problem that this season has that I feel is like there's not a main serial killer that they're after. There is, but not really, because he's only taken one kid so far. So I don't know if they're building to this, but something's got to, because this got to be a tipping point. Dexter's already building up to being Dexter that we know, kind of. But it has to be, he has to have I think it's got to be Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. It has to be involved in some way, shape, or form. Or at least being the first, maybe she finds out or knows it's Dexter and is being like the first person he kills that's good. You know? I don't know. Because Dexter, we got to see. Anyway, I don't know. I wonder if they're going to have a young Rita on this show or not. He wouldn't meet her now. I wonder if, I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, but it's got to get a little bit better. And the show's good, but it's got to get a little bit better. They got to have a real serial, like the ice truck killer was in the first episode of the pilot. Like that was the main killer. We don't have a serious serial killer. We have this guy's kidnapping kids, who kidnapping the judge's kid. Who else is he going to go after? He hasn't done anything so far in like 2 episodes, I think. So anyway, all in all, though, it was a decent episode. It wasn't terrible. I like Deborah's storyline this episode much better than the last one. Dexter was interesting, but I don't like him putting Harry on the table. That was terrible. I think that was awful. Anyway, let me know what you thought about this episode in the comment section down below. If you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.